All right, let's be real. Deep down, you already know something's off. You feel it, right? Every time someone talks over you, every time you see a girl lose interest mid-conversation, every time you leave a room and realize nobody even noticed you were there. Today, we're just going to look at 9 brutal, honest-to-God signs that prove you are a timid man. This isn't a motivational speech. There's no "you can change" pep talk here. Just facts. Let's get into it. So, in this explainer, I am going to read your soul in glorious 4K. And let's be crystal clear about this. This isn't some "you can change" feel-good speech. This is just the cold, hard truth. Let's begin. So let's dive into that first set of signs. First up, we're talking about signs of submission. You know, these are the involuntary reactions, the moments where your body just takes over and reveals something you'd probably rather not admit. Okay, let's start with number 1. And this is probably the most common, almost reflexive sign of them all. It's this: you apologize when it's not even your fault. And you do it instantly. Think about it. Someone steps on your shoe, and what comes out of your mouth? Oh, sorry. Someone bumps your shoulder in a crowd, and your immediate reaction is, my bad. Heck, someone could literally rear-end your car, and you're the one asking them if they're okay before you even check your own bumper. And let's be really clear about what's happening here. This isn't you being polite. Nope. It's an involuntary submission signal. It's your brain just deciding on instinct that any and all conflict has to be avoided at all costs, even when you're the one who got wronged. And that instinct, that need to avoid conflict at all costs, well, it bleeds right into our next point, which is all about inaction. Sign number 2. You let people cut in line and you just pretend it doesn't bother you. Grocery store, Starbucks, traffic, it doesn't matter where. You see it happen, you feel that little spike in your chest, your jaw tightens, and then you do absolutely nothing. Instead, you start making up stories in your head to justify it. Well, maybe they're in a huge rush, or it's not worth the drama. But here's the brutal translation. You value keeping the peace more than you value your own time and your own dignity. All right, let's move on to the next set of behaviors. We're calling this the act of disappearing. This is all about the ways you actively make yourself smaller, quieter, and pretty much invisible in social situations. And this whole need to be invisible, it really shows up in how you talk, which brings us right to sign number 3. You rehearsed basic sentences like you're preparing for a TED Talk. I mean, you're just ordering a coffee, but you've already practiced, "Can I get a large cold brew, no room," 4 times in your head. You're sending a simple text like, "Hey, what's up?" and it somehow takes 3 drafts and a 10-minute debate. You are terrified of sounding stupid, so you mentally audition every single word. And that's the core difference, isn't it? A confident man just speaks. If he messes up, he'll fix it later. No big deal. The timid man, on the other hand, tries to bulletproof every single syllable before it even leaves his mouth. This internal rehearsal, it becomes paralyzing when you add more people into the mix. Which brings us to sign 4. It's not like you have nothing to say. You have thoughts, probably some really good ones, but the second there's more than 2 people, you just shut down. You wait for a perfect gap that never comes. If you do start to speak and someone talks a little bit louder, you instantly yield. And if we're being honest, a part of you secretly feels safer being unnoticed than being judged. If you've made it this far, chances are at least a couple of these examples felt familiar. That's okay. Most guys have been there at some point. If you're enjoying the video and you want to see the follow-up where I break down exactly how to fix all 9 of these, hit the subscribe button now and tap the bell. Also, drop a quick comment, a simple "this one got me," or the number of the sign that hit hardest. It helps me know what resonates and keeps this kind of content coming. All right, let's finish the list. This need for approval, for safety, it shows up in a really subtle but telling way. Which leads us to sign number 5. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You walk up to a chair that is clearly empty, and you still ask, is anyone sitting here? You go to grab the aux cord and you say, "Do you mind if I..." You're treating the world like everyone else owns it, and you're just a guest who has to ask for permission for everything. Which, by the way, perfectly illustrates sign number 6. Your physical voice actually changes depending on who's listening. One-on-one with a friend, normal volume. Add just one stranger to the mix, boom, it drops 20%. In a group, you're practically mouthing the words. It's not that you forgot how to talk, it's that your body has decided being heard is dangerous. This fear of being heard, of taking up space, it leads to the next stage, actively erasing yourself from the equation. Let's talk about how you fold under pressure.
And this starts with how you talk about what you want, which brings us to sign number 7.
I don't care. Whatever you want is your go-to phrase. Where should we eat? Up to you. What movie should we see? I'm fine with anything. You say it with a smile, but inside, you're dying a little because you actually hate their choice. See, you've trained everyone around you that your preferences don't matter, and now they believe it. Now let's look at a reaction that happens in a split second. This is sign number 8. The very second, someone shows even a tiny hint of disapproval, maybe they just raise an eyebrow or glance at their phone while you're talking, you feel instant panic. And you react one of two ways. Either you start over-explaining yourself for 2 minutes straight, or you just completely abandon your own opinion and switch over to theirs. And now for the final and maybe the most telling sign of them all, number 9.
Canceled plans are your absolute favorite notification. That text message hits your phone, hey man, can't make it tonight, and your first feeling isn't disappointment, it's relief. Pure, sweet relief. Because now you don't have to worry about what to wear, you don't have to stress about making conversation, you don't have to risk awkward silences or be on for 3 hours. Staying home feels like you just won the lottery.
And let's be absolutely clear about this. That is not introversion. That's fear. Wearing sweatpants.
Okay, so let's tally up the final score. We're going to run through the whole list one more time really quick.
1. Chronic, unnecessary apologies. 2. Letting people steal your time. 3. Rehearsing basic human interaction. 4. Total invisibility in groups. 5. Basically asking permission for oxygen. 6. Your volume knob is controlled by other people. 7. Erasing your own preferences. 8. Folding at the first sign of friction. And 9. Secretly celebrating when life lets you hide.
So, here's the bottom line. How many of those hit a little too close to home? If 7 or more of those points felt like I was literally spying on you, as in you're not just quiet or chill, you're timid. Full stop. This whole thing wasn't made to motivate you. It was made to remove all doubt. You needed to hear the truth without the training wheels. And if this stung a bit, good. That means it was accurate. But if you've made it all the way to the end of this, well, this last part is for you. You're still here, right? That means at least one tiny part of you isn't ready to stay this way forever. How many of these felt a little too familiar? If you're being honest with yourself right now, drop your number 1 to 9 in the comments. No long explanation needed, just 1 digit. Takes 2 seconds, but it's the difference between guys who stay stuck and guys who actually move forward. This video wasn't made to tear you down. It was made to hold up a mirror so you can finally see what's been holding you back. Recognizing it is the first step. Most men never get this far. If this hit home and you left your score below, consider hitting subscribe. The next one is about how to fix every single one of these. Hit like if any of this resonated with you, and comment your number. See you in the next one.